If you're over 60, this could be one of the most important health wake-up calls you hear this year. For decades, we've been told that fish is always a heart-healthy choice. And yes, fish can be incredibly powerful for your body. But here's what most people don't realize. The type of fish you eat matters more than ever after 60. As we age, our bodies clear toxins more slowly. That means mercury, antibiotics, and pollutants can build up over time, raising inflammation, affecting memory, and increasing the risk of heart disease and even stroke. Let's quickly break this down in simple points. 4. Worst fish for seniors. Imported catfish, especially from parts of Asia. When we talk about fish choices after 60, imported catfish, especially from parts of Asia such as Vietnam and China, deserves special attention. On the surface, it looks like a harmless, affordable option. It's mild in flavor, widely available, and often marketed as a healthy protein. But what many seniors don't realize is that how a fish is raised matters just as much as the fish itself. In some overseas farming operations, catfish are raised in overcrowded ponds where water quality can be poor. To control disease in these tight conditions, antibiotics and other chemicals may be used more frequently than consumers expect. While regulations vary by country and many farms follow safety standards, inconsistent oversight in certain regions has raised concerns in the past about residues and contaminants entering the food chain. Over time, repeated exposure to small amounts of these substances can contribute to inflammation in the body. For someone over 60, chronic inflammation is not a small issue. It is closely linked to heart disease, joint pain, fatigue, and cognitive decline. As we age, our liver and kidneys become less efficient at clearing toxins. That means substances like industrial pollutants or trace contaminants, if present, can accumulate more easily in older adults compared to younger people. Even low-level exposure over years may place additional stress on the cardiovascular and nervous systems. Another concern is nutritional quality. Some imported farmed catfish may contain lower levels of beneficial omega-3 fatty acids compared to wild-caught oily fish. Omega-3s are critical for heart rhythm stability, brain clarity, and reducing inflammatory markers. If a fish provides limited omega-3s but carries a higher risk of contaminants, it becomes a less favorable choice, especially when better alternatives are available. This doesn't mean every imported catfish fillet is dangerous. However, for seniors aiming to protect their heart and brain health, it's wise to be selective. Choosing domestically farmed options from reputable sources or switching to smaller, wild-caught oily fish can significantly reduce potential risks while delivering stronger nutritional benefits. After 60, smart food choices aren't just about protein, they're about protecting your long-term vitality. Large tuna, albacore, bigeye, canned white tuna. When it comes to large tuna, especially albacore, bigeye, and many types of canned white tuna, this is where seniors need to slow down and pay attention. Tuna has long been promoted as a lean, high-protein, heart-friendly food. And yes, it does contain beneficial nutrients. But the concern isn't the protein, it's the mercury. Species like albacore tuna and bigeye tuna are large, long-living predatory fish. Because they sit high on the food chain, they accumulate mercury over time by eating smaller fish that already contain trace amounts. This process, known as bioaccumulation, means that the bigger and older the fish, the higher the mercury levels tend to be. Mercury is a heavy metal that directly affects the nervous system. In younger adults, occasional exposure is usually cleared efficiently. But after 60, the body's detoxification systems, particularly the kidneys, don't work quite as quickly as they once did. Over time, repeated exposure to mercury may contribute to memory issues, nerve sensitivity, balance problems, and even increased cardiovascular risk. According to guidance from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, albacore white tuna contains significantly more mercury than light tuna, which usually comes from smaller species. That doesn't mean you must eliminate tuna completely, but portion control becomes essential. Eating large tuna steaks multiple times per week or relying heavily on canned white tuna can quietly raise mercury exposure beyond ideal levels for older adults. Another factor to consider is frequency. Many seniors choose tuna for convenience. It's easy to make into salads or sandwiches. But when it becomes a staple several times a week, the cumulative exposure matters. Rotating in lower mercury fish options can dramatically reduce risk while still providing healthy omega-3 fats. The key message isn't fear, it's balance. If you enjoy tuna, choose smaller varieties, limit albacore intake, and avoid making it a daily habit. For seniors focused on protecting brain clarity, heart rhythm, and long-term cognitive health, being mindful about large tuna consumption is a simple but powerful step toward safer, smarter eating. King mackerel. Now let's talk about king mackerel. This is one fish that consistently raises red flags for older adults. While it may look similar to other types of mackerel that are considered healthy, king mackerel is very different when it comes to mercury levels. In fact, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration places king mackerel on its highest mercury list, advising vulnerable groups to avoid it entirely. The specific species, king mackerel, is a large, fast-swimming predator. Like other big predatory fish, it feeds on smaller fish throughout its life, gradually accumulating mercury in its tissues. The longer it lives and the larger it grows, the more mercury builds up. That's the danger. This isn't about protein quality or taste, it's about heavy metal exposure that quietly affects your nervous system over time. For seniors over 60, this becomes especially important. As we age, our bodies do not eliminate mercury as efficiently as they once did. Even occasional exposure from high mercury fish can linger longer in the bloodstream. Mercury toxicity has been linked to nerve damage, memory problems, tremors, and increased blood pressure. For someone already concerned about cognitive decline or cardiovascular health, this is not a risk worth taking. Many people confuse king mackerel with smaller varieties like Atlantic or Pacific mackerel, which are actually low in mercury and rich in beneficial omega-3 fats. The name mackerel can be misleading, but king mackerel is in a completely different category when it comes to contamination risk. It simply carries too much mercury to be considered a smart choice for older adults. The safest approach after 60 is simple. Avoid king mackerel completely and choose smaller, oily fish instead. Your brain, heart, and nervous system will benefit from the omega-3s without the heavy metal burden. When it comes to protecting long-term health, eliminating high mercury fish like king mackerel is one of the easiest and most powerful dietary decisions you can make. Farmed tilapia. Now let's address farmed tilapia, which is often marketed as a light, affordable, and healthy white fish. On the surface, tilapia seems like a smart option. It's mild in flavor, easy to cook, and widely available in grocery stores. But for adults over 60, there are important nutritional differences that make many farmed tilapia products less ideal compared to oily fish. Tilapia, particularly Nile tilapia, is commonly raised in aquaculture systems around the world. Unlike fatty fish such as salmon or sardines, tilapia is naturally low in omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s, especially EPA and DHA, are critical for heart rhythm stability, reducing inflammation, supporting joint flexibility, and protecting brain function as we age. Tilapia provides much smaller amounts of these beneficial fats. At the same time, farmed tilapia can contain higher levels of omega-6 fatty acids, depending on what it is fed. Omega-6 fats are not inherently harmful, but when they significantly outweigh omega-3 intake, they may promote inflammatory processes in the body. For seniors already managing arthritis, cardiovascular concerns, or metabolic issues, maintaining a healthy omega-3 to omega-6 balance becomes especially important. There have also been past concerns about farming conditions in certain regions, including overcrowding and inconsistent water quality. While many farms operate responsibly and meet safety standards, the nutritional profile of tilapia still remains less protective compared to fatty fish rich in omega-3s. In other words, the main issue is not that tilapia is toxic, it's that it doesn't deliver the same anti-inflammatory, heart-protective benefits that seniors truly need. After 60, every food choice should work for you, not just fill your plate. If you're choosing fish to protect your heart, sharpen your memory, and reduce joint stiffness, you'll get far more benefit from small, oily, wild-caught fish. Tilapia isn't the worst thing you can eat, but it shouldn't be your go-to health fish either. When it comes to aging well, quality and nutrient density matter more than convenience. 4. Best fish for seniors. Atlantic or Pacific mackerel, wild caught. When we talk about smart fish choices after 60, Atlantic or Pacific mackerel, specifically Atlantic mackerel and Pacific mackerel, stand out as some of the most powerful options you can put on your plate. These are not the same as king mackerel. They are smaller species, which makes a big difference when it comes to safety and nutrition. Because Atlantic and Pacific mackerel are smaller and shorter lived, they accumulate far less mercury compared to large predatory fish. That alone makes them a much safer choice for seniors. After 60, minimizing mercury exposure is essential for protecting memory, nerve function, and cardiovascular stability. Choosing low mercury fish allows you to gain the benefits of seafood without the hidden long-term risks. Nutritionally, these fish are true powerhouses. A single serving provides a rich supply of omega-3 fatty acids, often over 1.5 grams per portion. Omega-3s help lower triglycerides, reduce inflammation, and support healthy blood vessel function. For older adults concerned about heart disease, joint stiffness, or cognitive slowdown, this anti-inflammatory effect is incredibly valuable. Atlantic and Pacific mackerel are also excellent sources of vitamin D, a nutrient many seniors are deficient in. Vitamin D plays a critical role in bone strength, immune support, and even mood regulation. In addition, mackerel contains selenium, an antioxidant mineral that helps protect cells from oxidative stress, one of the key drivers of aging. Another advantage is bioavailability. The healthy fats in mackerel are easily absorbed and actively used by the body to support brain cell membranes and heart rhythm regulation. Regular consumption, about 2 servings per week, has been associated with improved cardiovascular markers and better overall metabolic health. Grilled, baked, or lightly pan-seared, wild-caught Atlantic or Pacific mackerel can be both flavorful and deeply nourishing. For seniors looking to eat with purpose, this fish offers the ideal balance: high omega-3 content, low mercury levels, and broad support for heart, brain, bone, and joint health. It's a simple addition that delivers long-term benefits. Sardines. When it comes to one of the most underrated superfoods for people over 60, sardines deserve serious attention. Small but incredibly powerful, species like European pilchard and Pacific sardine are nutritional goldmines packed into a tiny package. Because sardines are small, short-lived fish, they sit very low on the food chain. That means they accumulate extremely low levels of mercury compared to large predatory fish. For seniors, this is a major advantage. You get all the benefits of seafood without the heavy metal burden that can affect memory, nerve health, or blood pressure over time. Nutritionally, sardines are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA. These healthy fats are critical for reducing inflammation, supporting stable heart rhythms, and protecting brain cells. Chronic inflammation is one of the biggest drivers of joint pain, cardiovascular disease, and cognitive decline as we age. Regular intake of omega-3 rich fish like sardines helps calm that inflammatory response naturally. One unique benefit of sardines is their calcium content. When you eat canned sardines with the soft, edible bones, you're getting a highly absorbable source of calcium. After 60, maintaining bone density becomes increasingly important, especially for preventing fractures. Sardines also provide vitamin D, which works together with calcium to strengthen bones and support immune health. They are also rich in vitamin B12, a nutrient many older adults struggle to absorb efficiently. B12 plays a crucial role in nerve function, red blood cell production, and maintaining mental clarity. Low B12 levels can contribute to fatigue, numbness, and memory issues, concerns many seniors want to avoid. Affordable, shelf-stable, and easy to prepare, sardines are one of the simplest ways to upgrade your diet. Whether added to salads, whole grain toast, or eaten straight from the can with olive oil, they provide concentrated nutrition in every bite. For heart health, brain protection, stronger bones, and reduced inflammation, sardines are truly one of the smartest fish choices you can make after 60. Wild salmon, especially Alaskan. When we talk about premium fish choices for adults over 60, wild salmon, especially varieties from Alaska, deserves a top spot on the list. Species like sockeye salmon, Chinook salmon, and coho salmon are not only rich in flavor, but exceptionally powerful when it comes to protecting heart and brain health. Wild-caught salmon from Alaska is generally lower in contaminants compared to many farmed options and contains significantly higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids. These omega-3s, particularly EPA and DHA, are essential after 60. They help reduce triglycerides, support healthy blood vessel function, stabilize heart rhythm, and calm chronic inflammation. Since inflammation is linked to arthritis, cardiovascular disease, and even cognitive decline, regularly eating omega-3 rich salmon can be a game changer for aging bodies. Another major advantage of wild salmon is its natural antioxidant called astaxanthin, the compound that gives salmon its deep pink color. Astaxanthin helps combat oxidative stress, which accelerates aging at the cellular level. For seniors, this means added protection for skin, eyes, brain cells, and overall immune resilience. Salmon is also an excellent source of high-quality protein, which becomes increasingly important as we age. After 60, maintaining muscle mass is critical for balance, strength, and metabolic health. The protein in salmon supports muscle repair while its healthy fats protect the cardiovascular system, making it a rare combination of strength-building and heart-protective nutrition. In addition, salmon provides vitamin D, a nutrient many older adults are deficient in. Vitamin D plays a key role in bone strength, immune function, and even mood regulation. When combined with omega-3s, it creates a powerful foundation for long-term vitality. For best results, aim for 2 servings per week. Bake, grill, or gently poach it to preserve nutrients without adding unhealthy fats. If you're over 60 and want one fish that supports your heart, sharpens your mind, strengthens your muscles, and fights inflammation all at once, wild Alaskan salmon is one of the smartest and most protective choices you can make. Herring or lake trout. If there's one fish that truly stands out as a powerhouse for adults over 60, it's herring, and in many regions, lake trout is a fantastic alternative. Species such as Atlantic herring and lake trout are among the richest natural sources of heart and brain protective omega-3 fatty acids you can find. Herring is a small, oily fish, and that's exactly why it's so beneficial. Because it's lower on the food chain and shorter lived than large predatory fish, it contains very low levels of mercury. For seniors, this is critical. After 60, minimizing exposure to heavy metals helps protect memory, nerve function, and cardiovascular stability. With herring, you get high nutritional value without the toxic burden. Nutritionally, herring is loaded with EPA and DHA omega-3s, often providing close to or more than 1.5 grams per serving. These fats reduce inflammation throughout the body, support healthy blood vessel flexibility, and help stabilize heart rhythm. Chronic inflammation is a key contributor to joint pain, arterial stiffness, and cognitive decline. Regular consumption of omega-3 rich fish like herring helps counteract those aging-related processes naturally. Herring is also an excellent source of vitamin D, which becomes increasingly important with age. Vitamin D supports bone density, immune strength, and even mood regulation. Many seniors are deficient in this nutrient, and food-based sources like herring are highly bioavailable. In addition, it provides vitamin B12 and selenium, both essential for nerve health and cellular protection. Lake trout offers similar benefits. As a cold water fish, it's rich in healthy fats and provides strong anti-inflammatory support. It's especially beneficial for heart health and maintaining cognitive sharpness over time. Whether fresh, pickled, lightly smoked, or baked, adding herring or lake trout to your weekly routine can significantly upgrade your nutritional profile. If you had to choose just one fish after 60 to protect your heart, preserve your memory, and fight inflammation, herring would be one of the most powerful and practical choices you could make for long-term vitality.